to Neon Lights Roleplay. Danielle, take us away.
Howdy, hello, friends, and welcome back up. So we are here at Gelgelim, Yiddish Fantasy Gone Rogue, for session number 2, picking things up where we left off in Riga. Before we get started into the meat of what we're going to be doing today, let's go do a little introductions. I'll start off. Hello, I am Danielle Osterman. I'm the facilitator. She, they. Let's go around. I guess top left looks like TJ.
Hi, I'm TJ. I'm playing Alexis. Both me and him go by he, him pronouns.
Alright, bring this to me. Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckelai. Tonight I am returning with Ellie and Nora, and the two of us use she, they pronouns. Moved on over to Dirk.
Hello everybody, I am Turk, or Turk exempted in the darkest corners of the temple, losing my religion. I am playing Shawl, and we both use he, him pronouns. Tossed over to Janie.
Hi, I am Janie Pot7575 on social media, and I'm playing Layla. Pronouns. She, her pronouns for Layla, she, they for me.
Nice. And I'm John. You can technically also find me on Twitter, yes_John. Not much there currently. I am playing the slightly angry alchemist of the group, Jan. My pronouns are none, or they, or he, and Jan goes by he, they. Thank you.
All right, fantastic. A couple of announcements to our lovely audience. Number one, of course, is that we are using Kazumi Chin's beautiful game Rogue 2nd Edition, and I highly recommend that you go over to itch.io or the internet and you search Kazumi Chin Rogue 2E. It's a beautiful love letter of story games, and my hands are too low. Story games and the OSR. Love it. I also want to let you know that we have a sort of a website for the stream on my itch.io page. And so if you search, actually I don't recommend you search itch.io directly because it doesn't work very well, but if you search for Gelgelim, or you go to my itch.io, what even is my itch.io page? Good lord. dubdubpub.itch.io, you can check it out, and there you will find a whole host of information about this stream, including all of the house rules that we are using, a recap of every session, a list of all of the NPCs that we have met, as well as a couple of notes about them so that you know who they are, and also it's got links to all of these wonderful people, and look where you can find them elsewhere, also a little bit about their characters, and this I plan to update sort of in the week following each one of our sessions, so that if you miss something, you can just sort of look there to get right up to stuff before you catch the next one. It also has links to all of the VODs for the sessions. So if you don't want to go to Twitch for some reason to find the VOD, you can go to the itch.io page and find it that way. Comments are enabled, so if you've got thoughts or questions and you don't want to put it in the Twitch chat somewhere, you can also put it there, and I will endeavor to get back to you or to relay your questions and comments to the people to whom they are addressed. I think that is all the points of order that we are doing right now, so let's get back into it. When last we met, you all were asked by Ibrahim, your found family's sort of patriarch, parentally person, to go into the town of Riga to get some necessities to preparation for spring planting. You did manage to do that, but you ran into a couple of obstacles along the way. The line into Riga was hours longer than you anticipated, and there were a lot of soldierly types who were very, antsy, and there were also some soldiers wearing a uniform that you did not recognize, but learned that they are in fact the livery of Mecklenburg, and they are the soldiers of the current Archbishop of Riga's son-in-law. That Archbishop is almost 100 years old, and he is ill, and there was a lot of uncertainties about what is going to happen when that man dies. And it's a very spicy time to be in Riga, or to be around Riga. You spent the night at the Jews' Rest, the only inn in Riga where Jews were allowed to spend the night. Or be after dark, really. Yay. And it is you've had the worst possible food that you could have at an inn, and you slept on beds that tried very hard to be comfortable but ultimately failed, and have woken up. It is what is the date? It is Friday morning. Where is that calendar? Well, it is Friday morning. It is in March. You have all of your grocery items, and it's like 8. What do?
I'm gonna wake up and stretch all my old bones. Oh, my 45, that's ancient. Ugh. But I'm spending my morning definitely taking a head count, making sure we got everybody, and trying to limber up for the long walk back. Though he will try and also take in the morning air. Is there like a bench outside the inn I could sit on, or you know?
Absolutely, absolutely.
He's just gonna do his little ground squat.
Yeah, you head outside. There are a couple. There are 2 other inns in the area that we mentioned, and there are some soldiers still in livery who have vomit all over them, and looks like they've had a rough night. They are not near you, but they are within earshot and eye shot and nose shot, lamentably.
Is it like? Does it seem like good vomit or bad vomit? Did they have a good time last night or a bad time?
I think the best way I can put it is that they had an infinite time.
Great.
Like, they were looking for, like, something to do, and they found something to do, but it really wasn't what they wanted to be doing.
Sweet.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I think Jan will come out and join you on the bench, kind of holding their they have this little copper sphere that they kind of play around with sometimes, holding that, kind of throwing that up and down. So I guess we should get out of here.
Once everyone's up and we're ready to go, of course. No need to rush just yet.
Well, we also didn't rush yesterday, and then we spent 6 hours on a line, so...
I can't control that kind of thing. You can control our way out. Hopefully. I doubt they'll inspect our goods coming out of the city, though. There's no soldiers out there.
Well... we'll see, I suppose. You know what? Why don't I go take a look? How far is the kind of main gate from the inn? Like, can I just walk over there and see what's up in the main? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 7-minute walk.
Don't go too far, please, or at least not for too long.
Yeah. I just want to check out. I just want to see what's up at the main, kind of the main entrance or exit, I suppose, of the town.
Sure. So the town gate is open. Folks are, it being Friday, we still see like a lot of folks coming in, but folks are going out. The guards, as you surmise, don't seem to be giving them a lot of care or attention. They're really, as long as you're leaving, they don't.
Okay.
They don't really care what you're doing.
That's nice. That feels like it would be very easy if we want to smuggle something out of here, but I suppose. Maybe not today. Okay, well, I'll go back to the inn then.
At this point, Alexis would have come out to the bench, bags already packed, ready to go. Comes up to, and sits next to... Oh, I'm blanking on names right now.
Shaw.
Thank you.
Shaw.
Yeah, sits next to Shaw, hands him his water scene's like, look, we need to go. Whatever's happening here, I don't want to be here when it happens.
It'll be messy one way or the other. But I agree.
Well,
the farther out away from it we are, the better.
Me and you've been around long enough to know.
No,
when to get.
I smell it. Don't worry. And not just the puke on the soldiers.
Yeah.
It's going to get sloppy.
Already sloppy. I mean, did you see those guards yesterday? They're barely able to contain each other.
A peaceful
Yeah.
transition of power. If only.
And if
Right,
Layla's
so-
gonna walk in at that point. Is like and agree with you about the guards. It's like, yeah, last night at the other end, they were. We really definitely should get out of here.
You went to the other ends.
Yeah, for
No, no, that is dangerous now.
yeah, I know. I won't do it again.
And I still don't believe you after all this time.
Yeah, cut her some slack. She got back safe. She knew what she was doing.
Eleonora, how's your morning treating you?
Uh-oh.
Looks
guess.
still
quiet.
Still asleep.
Looks like we also may have lost Heck,
Oh no.
which is exciting.
Figure that out.
Well, we'll let them figure stuff out. And okay, cool. That is fine.
Yeah. They
So-
can hear us. So everybody clap your hands and say, I do believe in heck.
You can do it, Tinkerbell.
Oh.
You can do it.
Believe.
Maybe.
We're almost there.
I can feel this time I can vamp. I just wish you wouldn't take such unnecessary risks. You understand?
I imagine that Eleonora can catch up to y'all if you wanted to move out of the
Yeah.
city.
Yeah, I will certainly once I'm back, I'll just tell people. Well, I will just tell people, hey, if we want to get out, better do it now. Still have a chance. Still, pretty open roads out there, but wouldn't wanna push it.
Very well. Come on now.
Yeah.
Start going back to pack up my things and, give a farewell to Holtz and Hadassah.
Well, glad to see you go. Not in it like they don't want you here, but they also are like, yeah, we know this is about to be bad, and the more good people out of here, the better.
Are
At
you
least till it calms down.
sure you don't want to take a few days in the country?
Who's gonna run the inn?
That's...
I mean,
know,
do you
we'll-
expect a lot of customers once the crap hits the fan here?
No, but with Shabbos tonight, like there are folks who are here, and well, they're gonna need. They don't have kin that they can get to quickly. This will be where they hold Shabbos. Certainly can't turn them away. Tomorrow, it's Shabbos again. We're not leaving. Hopefully, we'll be able to close up and board things up and wait till it all blows over. And if not, well, at least the fighting should be not in this part of the city.
Just be careful.
Oh, absolutely. And same to you. Same to you. Hopefully this, hopefully everything turns out okay.
Well, keep tabs on what's happening. If you need our help, you need only write.
Will do. Absolutely. They the both of them promised to do so. Hadassah in particular, gives you an extra firm touch on the arm. Yeah, we feel you. And they've also, so as part of staying at the inn, you get a breakfast to go that sort of comes with the fare for the evening, and they've slipped a little extra decent fruit in there to tide you over on the walk back home.
Better than last night's dinner, I suppose.
It does in fact taste a whole lot better than last night's dinner.
Look, the apples that I gave him were the highlight, all right?
They were. They absolutely were. These, again, are the highlight.
Sweet. Well, let's carry the unconscious body of Eleonora back to our cart.
Sleepyhead. But yeah, absolutely. We'll load everything up, and I'll take one of the first starts at pulling the cart along.
I mean, the cart has a lot more stuff in it than when you left, so it is a little bit heavier, but
That's
it's
why
still
I'm
something you
hoping
can manage.
Someone else will jump in with me.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's gonna be a two-man job between me and Saul.
But you're able, you get out of the city without any problems. Like the Livonian Order soldiers, the gate, like they give you like a once over in the cart, and they're like, and let you out of the city. It's a couple hours walk, and you get to your home. Back to, goodness gracious, where is my map? Back to Ubroka. And back to Ibrahim, your family patriarch. He is very glad to see you. He's had a funny feeling in his gut since he let you go. Welcome back! Hello,
I don't know
Eleonora.
what happened. I was in voice chat for so long this afternoon. I don't know why I was just like, no, not allowed.
You know, that's how it happens. Fortunately, your family members carry your unconscious body out of Riga.
Oh, nice, great.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
Absolutely. These are very kind, conscientious family members. You know, I would have left my sister alone in the inn, but these are good people. Please don't tell her I said that. All right.
Don't worry, it's not like we're live streaming this at all.
Exactly. It's not like there's a whole bunch of people on the internet who can clip that and like send that to my sister somehow. No. Cool. Okay. So you've returned to Obroka, and Ibrahim and Sara and the rest of your family, who are very happy to see you. They, Ibrahim in particular, has helping you unload. He says he had a funny feeling about Riga and was very worried about all of you. He knew something wasn't quite right. He also lets you know that a messenger from Burmeister Mikhail, the Riga city administrator and also your family's landlord, has sent a messenger around to all of the tenant farmers, saying that he will waive taxes for an entire year for each household that sends 2 able-bodied people to the manor proper for extra special labor on behalf of the burgomaster. It was frighteningly vague, but also like no taxes for an entire year is a lot. For folks who are subsistence farming, like that's a lot of crops that you get to keep and sell to Riga. And Ibrahim is like, this doesn't feel particularly good, but he's been talking to a bunch of the other tenant farmers, and they're like, well, that's a year's taxes.
It's
Hard to say no.
It's very hard to say no to that.
hard to say yes as well. For something so big.
Yeah, I feel it's very simple to say no to that.
Well, I'll be happy to volunteer if you do decide to go through with it.
Are you?
Ibrahim's not sure yet.
Yeah, I think when Alexis kind of makes that offer, the Jan kind of switches from the usual kind of like snark to like a little bit more like genuine. Also like, are you sure? Like this is, we don't know what's going on out there, and extra special labor for aristocrats really can't be good.
I mean, but at the same time, with what's going on with Riga, a year without taxes in uncertain times coming up would be worth it.
Perhaps it'd be best to go to the Burminster's home, learn about the special labor before we commit.
Sure, if they're willing to share, I guess.
A simple question, a clarification. There is no harm in knowing more.
So the manor for the Burmeister is nearby. It's the Ulbroka of the village, or it's really just the estate surrounding this manor, and so it's like a hour walk to get to the manor. For who is interested in going? I mean, obviously we have Andreas.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, I will go with, not so much because I want to sign up, but more because I want to make sure that this isn't some bullshit.
Yeah, fair. Eleonora, Layla, you staying behind? Heck, I cannot hear you if you're saying something.
Check your mic settings.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
there you
you're
go.
there.
Yeah, we can hear you, but
Pick you up.
it sounds like you're from the next room over.
Okay. Please. I really.
Calling from 2001.
Listen.
Update to your Xbox Live.
Oi.
Don't do this to me.
All right.
Okay, well, my mic currently isn't findable, so that's fun.
Mm.
And we do
Someone
hear
else
you.
has
It is
something
just
they want to
faint.
do.
Yeah. So while Heck is futzing, Layla. Oh no,
You're
you're
super
muted.
muted.
You're just muted. Yeah. Easy fix.
Okay. Cool.
Layla really doesn't want to go, but she will, just to be supportive and break them out if they need to be.
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah,
Well,
I do.
mean, the three of them already going. Like, I don't think Eleanor feels like super strongly about needing to also go, so she can stay back with Layla as well.
I'll also stay back, but yeah, I imagine there's some things that need to be done with the supplies we got. Need to be put into
There's
place.
tons of work to be done. Tons of work to be done. It's a prep for the spring harvest. The spring sowing is almost as big as prep for the spring harvest or the summer harvesting.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of work to be done always on a farm. Okay, so it's just confirming. So it is just Jan and Alexas heading to the estates.
Yep.
Great. Cool. All right. So the two of you set off. There are a couple of other folks from the surrounding tenant farms who are going with you. Ibrahim, before he leaves, be safe, and in particular, for Jan, it's Shabbos tonight, so you do need to be home.
Yep. We'll be in it. I don't think this is gonna take very long.
Yeah, and he's gonna pray a little bit to Allah to protect and guide you, and sets you out. Like I said, it's like a half an hour walk to get to the estates. There are a couple other folks who are going in the same way. They are the people going with you are 16, 17-year-old kids, who are could be at home, but their families are big enough that they can spare the hands. And they're actually quite excited. They think this is an incredible deal. What could the Burmeister possibly want with us that's going to be so bad? Maybe we'll get really good food because they have professional cooks or something in the estate. Wouldn't that be cool? I'll bet we get to see the manor. Maybe we get to go inside the manor. There's going to be all kinds of cool stuff. The Burmeister, he's got livery for people, and he hosts important guests here. Wouldn't it be cool to sneak some of the fancy food and see the important people of Riga? They're excited. They're looking forward to this. It's like going on a field trip if you've never been to school.
Yeah, I think whenever we kind of overhear those conversations, I think probably for half of the walk over, Jan's face is just in their head. It's oh god. Yeah.
Alexis will put a hand on him. He's like, "Oh, to be young again, full of hope and dreams."
Actually, on that note, how old is Alexis actually?
Alexis is about 38.
Oh, okay.
So he's
Oh, okay.
older, but he's not as
Okay, quite
old
older.
as
Mhm.
Shaw.
Yeah.
Not as old as Shaw, not as old as Ibrahim. Okay.
Ancient at this point.
Yeah,
I mean-
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
And-
all right.
and Jan is like early 20s. So I think I'll let the comment. I'll let your comment just kind of, we'll put that aside and yeah, we'll see.
you're
All right.
young, but they are children, essentially.
You're not wrong. All right, you arrive at the estates. There is a person with a soldier actually wearing the livery of the Council of Riga. So it's let me confirm the colors, but I believe it's a red tabard. Yes, a red tabard. He's got he's sort of seated at a table by the gate to the manor proper, and he's got like a bunch of documents and paper in front of him, and there's probably like a couple hundred youths from other tenant farmers who are all gathered here, and this guy is sort of trying to get the crowd to come to him in ones and twos, and they're all bored and they're sort of fucking around, but he's letting people come to the table. He talks to them for like 2 minutes, writes some things down on a piece of paper, and he sends them in through the gates, where they are met by some kind of like steward or something, and then directed out past where you can see.
Okay. I'd say we would wait for our turn, and once up to him, does he say anything when we walk up or no?
He's like, yep, what household are you from?
Ibrahim's.
Ibrahim's.
Before you put on our name, do you know what the labor is? The special labor?
Yeah, you're, you'll be, sort of shoring up the defenses of the manor estate for the next couple of months. Should be a really nice hot meals. You'll do some little bit of training with spear. Should be a nice way to spend a couple of months. I don't, this is the Burmester. The Burmester's a very cautious man, very methodical man, and he's feeling a little antsy, looking for a little extra home security. So Ibrahim's
couldn't imagine
estate.
why.
So your name's
Alexis.
Oh no, we're not here. We're not here to register. I'll put my hand kind of on the. I don't know. I guess he has like a book or something like that, right? Like some kind of register. Just like no, we're not here to register. It's fine. Alexis, let's update the rest of the family on what's going on.
Fair enough. Well, the offer stands for the rest of the week. At which point, as I recall, it does close. So I hope that you make up your mind soon. We'd obviously love to have you, but you'd rather pay your taxes and farm. Like, no skin off our back. Good health to you. And he does next and calls the next group of folks over.
Right. I forgot. You have to be home tonight. I forgot.
Well, yes, that and also, are you that eager to spill blood in the name of these people?
Blood's going to be spilt one way or the other. Might as well help out the family.
And it doesn't have to be ours, though.
It's not gonna be ours. We're there to help shore things up for a little bit and then leave.
Well, I mean, I'm glad that you're confident in your abilities, I guess. Sure. We'll tell the
This is
family.
my opinion. If forces come, who's to say I just don't disappear for a little bit, let them fight, and go back to the farm?
All right. Well, I mean, I'll leave that up to you, that decision. But
I do want to let you know that desertion is a capital offense. Like, you can do what you like.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know that there is law of the lands that's if you're a soldier and you desert, that is something that gets you killed.
Yeah. No, he would know that. So
That's why I'm letting you know,
Mhm.
is that you would in fact know that. Just like I said, you can do what you like. That's a fine plan. Just there are potential consequences, and I wanted to make sure that you, the human player, were aware of. Great.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, let's hurry back and talk to Ibrahim and see what he wants to do.
Yeah.
All right. So you return. Ibrahim is not particularly pleased with this news. He knew this was too good to be true. He's like, here's the thing. We're new here. We don't have a long relationship with our landlord. We don't have a good sense as to like how like the best way to treat this land because we're new here. So a year's rebate, like a year's of no taxes, would be an incredible boon for us as a family, as a household. But also, he does not want you to do anything that is going to be like super unsafe. And based on what you know about the situation in Riga, and now what the Burmeister is asking you to do, he's like, that is potentially a very high price to pay for a year of no taxes. And I would much rather pay taxes than lose either of my 2 children. So if you choose to go, like, it will be a great boon to this family. But also, like, we can also just struggle it out and hope that this blows past all of us. He's not going to make your decision for you. That's sort of that, but that is how he feels about this.
Yeah, I'm certainly in agreement. I think, like the entire time when Ibrahim is saying that, I'm just like doing the that's what I said kind of gesture. Yeah.
Well, if it's I'm going to respect your wishes and stay safe. Stay in the family.
It does bring up an important point, though. We should be prepared for whatever is coming, even if, well, especially if we're all staying here. I mean, I know we just got here, but I don't know if is it smarter to just leave? Can we defend ourselves here? If it comes to that.
I mean, so this is like this kind of conflict is not something that's happened really for about a century since the coruscation. So you're not very familiar with how this thing might play out. In one hand, like all of the if people are fighting over the control of Riga, then all of the fighting should happen in and around Riga, right? On the other hand, the Burmeister soldiers are potentially like a half an hour walk from your house. So that this could be a military target. This could not be a military target. You could be safe. You could not be safe. You don't have a good sense as to what as to how this might play out. You certainly don't have any weapons here. And in terms of if people come to attack your house is, well, it's made out of thatch and wood, and it's not flammable, but very flammable, but not hard to smash a wall in if someone really tried.
How big is our family actually? Because I think you kind of implied that there's other people other than us and Sarah and Ibrahim, right?
I did imply that, and that is because I thought that your family was bigger probably than all of you, but I also have not made any choices as to how large the family unit actually is. I think that based on the age range of all of you, I think that there are probably a couple. There are we will say twin. I'm gonna roll a die to tell me how old they are. Twin 16-year-old girls.
Okay.
They are the sort of the they've been in the family for probably over a decade. Just as you were found and brought into the family as children, so were they. the 2 kids on the NPC list, because...
Well, so what? Are we moving again? Is that what we're doing?
Ibrahim does not want to.
No.
Yeah, this is also just like kind of a question for the room, I guess. see what people feel like.
Yeah. I think we prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
So, what does that mean exactly?
Being ready to move if something were to happen, but staying until then. So have a bag ready if we need to leave with some essentials, some clothing, so we can get out of here. Any money, maybe. But also at the same time, staying, continuing our farm work, and hoping it blows over.
All right. We should keep tabs on what's happening in the city. How often do we usually go into towns, like once a week, or?
Much less than that, actually. It's really once, it's really only when you need something that can only be found in the city, because it's a long trip. It's a couple of days labor lost usually. So once every couple of months would be sort of the norm, and you might not even go. It might be one of the other families that goes, and you just send in like a list of things that you need along with them.
Okay. All right. I have another question. How well do we know our neighbors? Like, or what kind of passes as neighbors in this region?
Well, they're definitely neighbors, because like these are other tenant farmers, and these are serfs who work the lands like adjacent and next to yours. Like, you don't necessarily have lands that are yours to work. You all just work the Lord's lands. In terms of how well you know them, I mean, you're new. You've been here like 8 months. So you've worked alongside these people for that time. So you know them like fairly, like decently well. That's probably a whole bunch of NPCs that I get to make. Cool.
I mean, that's all right. Like, we don't need to go into detail right now, but okay, that's good to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think probably sort of closest to you, there are probably like 5 or 6 households that are all tenant farmers that you've worked like most of the time with. There are other clusters that are further out that you know somewhat, but not particularly well.
Maybe, I mean, there's strength and unity in a way, right? Maybe we should reach out, make sure that the community bonds in this area are strong. That if anyone hears anything, if anything happens to anyone, we know about it. And I guess most importantly, that we're not being, sold out or betrayed by those closest to us.
I think that's a good idea, and because come to think of it, I don't think the rest of our vicinity really knows what's happening in the city yet. If we're the ones that went just recently.
Yeah, they have like you have no reason to expect that they would know anything about what's happening in Riga unless you tell them.
And that, and assumedly a bunch of them have sold away their youngest or the strongest just now.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess what time is it? I guess it's not kind of getting into evening now.
Yeah, it is getting into evening, which means it is nearing Shabbos. And so, like, for Jan and Shawl, like, that is, like, going inside and you're being an important, like, meal for the two of you. That the rest of y'all are strongly encouraged to attend, even if you don't have a religious obligation to attend the meal. The renewal for your aces, your hearth renewal, comes Saturday night. So you will all want to be home Saturday night to partake in that. Not that you've used any of your aces, but
I imagine that's what Shaw's been doing during this conversation. He's been inside, cleaning, getting the candle set.
Exactly.
Now, how do the other characters kind of feel about the kind of Jewish traditions that we're living here?
Alexis would be indifferent. They'll participate if asked, but it's not his religion. So, but he's not going to judge either for you being Jewish.
I mean,
Same,
Ibrahim
I
would
mean-
probably hit you if you did, to be honest. So,
Fair. But yeah, I mean, I feel like less seen as like a religious thing or a faith thing for Eleanor, and more of just like a family thing because we all do it together.
Yeah, I think Layla thinks of it as a family thing as well.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, certainly Ibrahim and Sarah, who are both Muslim, are like see this also as a family thing. This is a thing that they do as a family. And while like they don't say the blessings, like Amelia and Maya, as the youngest women in the family, are the ones who are trading off lighting the candles, even though they are also both Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
I think Layla might know some of the more traditions, but that's not the religion she has.
Well, if the family is going to start gathering, we'll kick this off.
All right, cool. You have a lovely Shabbos dinner. Some of the things that you were asked to get were some additional spices and sort of fancy cooking ingredients. Sarah was hopeful that you might be able to pick up and spice up some of the food, as it's the end of winter in the winter stores, and so like food has not been like as good as she would like it to have been for a while. It is a lovely meal. We've got Pesach coming up, and so she's like practicing a couple of things that she's going to be making for Passover. It is a lovely time. And I think that is the end of the day, correct? All right. Let us move forward. Summary of events. Great. All right.
Do we know if any of the other families in this area are Jewish?
Excellent question. If they were, you would definitely know, because like there's a bunch of like community stuff where you need a minion to do it, and that means 10 Jews. Good question. I don't know. Let me find out. I have a die here. We'll say 1 or a 2. That is a die off the table. Let me try that again.
The lucky die.
Nope, none of the families are Jewish.
Okay.
They are all Lutherans. They don't care about you being particularly Jewish. Like the anti-Semitism is almost exclusively in Riga. Everyone else is like, eh.
No. Yeah, I'm just trying to think
People
of like
trying to survive.
Yeah, just trying to think of what would be good, like potential kind of community events or community gatherings where we could build some relationships with them.
Easter is coming up. So it is today, it's as in Saturday morning, is the 2nd of March. Let's see, and then we have Catholic and Lutheran Easter is coming up on the 2nd of April, so a month away. With Palm Sunday obviously being the one before that. For our Orthodox folks in the family, of course, Easter is a different date. It's a different Palm Sunday as well, because that's how stuff goes. However, other upcoming holidays that are important to like everybody, we have 25th of March, Feast of the Annunciation. It's a big deal for all of the different types of Christians. That is a very big, major feast day. It is also the date for Mali Ben Nabi, which is a Sunni holiday. that Ibrahim and Sarah, Amelia and Maya expect to be celebrating by themselves. There are other like minor feast days coming up, but none of them would be significant enough for the farmers to not be farming.
Farmers be farming.
The farmers be farming. There's always work to do on the farm.
Except for today.
Yes. So for today.
For two of us, at least.
Indeed, everyone else is working. You two are loafing around because it is, Torah-tically mandated.
We're helping them. We're observing.
Yeah, you are. You're accumulating God points.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing about like being Jewish, is that you do like you follow the mitzvot, like because like doing them makes the world sort of passively better. You're accumulating God points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like theoretically, if we get enough God points, like the Messiah comes, right? That's how that works.
Exactly. If
Yeah,
if everyone observes 2 in a row,
Yeah, that's how that works.
then we're set. But like, yeah, obviously, I think be sitting sitting under a shade of a tree, not making it look like I'm loafing, but trying to my best not to oversee things.
Yeah. Sounds good. Jan, what are you spending your Shabbos doing?
Well, I think I will come up to the tree where Shaul is sitting, and maybe I wonder, like, even if Shaul currently is like thinking about this stuff of like, I'm glad that I don't have to work today, or like, this is I feel all those kind of thoughts going through his mind. I'm gonna come up and say, I don't like this.
Not like what?
Just sitting here. Not you. You can stay seated, please. But I'm saying, us as a family, metaphorically speaking, just being these sitting ducks here.
And what should we do? Raise an army of our own? Don armor and charge into the city and establish our own dominion?
I mean, I don't have any desire to rule here, but we don't even have. What do we have here? An old rusty axe in the shed and some pitchforks, maybe. We don't. If there's even a single guy with a sword and an armor like walking up to us, we don't have any way to defend ourselves.
We have our defenses. We have our community in motion towards the surrounding farms, and if this special labor is any indication, then we'll certainly have some kind of protective force.
Well, yeah, the Burmster's Manor will have some kind of defensive force. I don't think that will apply to us, to be honest.
Burmester has not been bad to us. He could have turned us away.
So what, do you think we should sign up with them after all?
No, I'm not saying that. Especially not you. No offense, but you don't inspire confidence with the way you handle hay. But
can't even tell if that was like a euphemism for something or if that's literally mean.
No, literally. The way you pitch hay is not inspiring for. But no, we must simply do what we are put here to do. For some of us, that means not going to war when there is a fight to be fought. It's not every fight that can be won by one person. It's frustrating. Sometimes. But you need to focus on what's important. Health of the family. And that doesn't always come by putting stakes in the ground and raising spears to the sky.
Let me think, because I think specifically your comment about the health of the family could either make Jan really angry, or I think, well, so you could probably tell that, like, with that particular line, like, he is kind of like trying to suppress rage in a way. So he'll probably just kind of like mutter to himself, like, that's what I'm doing. The only thing I think about.
That's well, but you could also not concern yourself so much with the outside world. You are very smart, perhaps too clever. You think things through 10 steps before we've even reached 5. Maybe consider taking the first step and seeing where it leads. This is a first step. If we need to correct, we can correct.
All right. I think so far Jan has just been kind of pacing back and forth, like next to the bench that you're sitting on. At this point, just kind of going to sit down.
Please, thank goodness. I was concerned you would break the Sabbath by pacing so much.
No, and then I think over the next few minutes I will. I'll be quiet, but kind of look over to Shawl and try best as I can. And this is kind of like half in jest and half actually being genuine to like adopt his pose and like look out to where he's looking, to what he's looking at, and do my best impression of a wise old man on the bench.
You're a few years out of practice, unfortunately. I don't think your back's nearly as bad as mine. It is something that is earned, not imitated.
Well, you've never seen my back, I guess.
Hunched over your instruments, I imagine you're very quickly on the way to mine, but you have a few years yet. Perhaps enjoy standing tall while you can. You see any pretty people in Riga? Any catch your eye while we're at the rest?
So that question definitely catches Jan off guard, and I think, like he'll say, I'll say like, no, what are you talking about?
After the family. If you want to pretend to be an old man, you should at least try to have some children under you. Then your back will really go.
After about like half a minute of silence, I'll say, what about your children? Where are those?
Oh. Far away from here if they're lucky. It's a long story, not worth ruminating on, but if I have children, God help them. They are born from a harder time.
All right. I think let's move forward to Saturday evening dinner, hearth renewal. Most of you have been working hard, prepping the fields for spring sowing. Sada has been inside doing a heck of a lot of cooking and prep. And Ibrahim is like, okay, we have a crisis occurring around us. What do we want to do about it? While he has not seen any kind of this conflict, like his parents would have been part of that invading Ottoman army. They got trapped here by the coruscation. They're no strangers to this kind of conflict, and he knows sort of from them, at least what little they would talk about it, that this is a tendency to spill out in all kinds of places. He's worried. He's quite glad that you did not, in fact, go and enlist with the Burmeister, even though the taxes would have been nice. But he's also like, I don't really want to leave. We just got here, and it's hard to put down roots if you keep resettling.
The option,
Shaw, it looks like you got something to say. Yeah.
The options as I see them are we could join or show deference toward the Livonians, or this stepson is an option, or do what we can to support the Burmeister and hope that the children he has brought to his side as an armed force are enough to keep the violence within the city at bay, but final fighting is going to spill outward. There are going to be people who want to supply their side of things, and they're not going to pay a fair trade, at least not eventually. I also don't want to give this up, but it feels no matter where we put our piece, there will be fighting, and we will probably lose something. I haven't heard much of these inheritors, though. Perhaps others were in the city and learned more.
So we would have learned that Johann Albert II, the scion of Mecklenburg and the son-in-law of the present archbishop, is a man with a title and no land. Mecklenburg proper lies over to the west, where things went very badly and got destroyed. So his title doesn't mean anything nearly as much as he wants it to mean. In terms of temperaments, you don't know much about temperaments, but I mean, he wouldn't be here with this many soldiers if he wasn't hungry for power.
And the Livonians are the Livonians and are quite set on staying the Livonians.
Indeed, they are quite set on saying, well, So the Livonian order, I mean, they are very set on everybody being Catholic. These are the people who, killed all of the indigenous, Livonians and Lithuanians if they did not convert to Christianity a couple of 100 years ago. These are the same people.
Crusaders. So, between the two larger forces, perhaps we might be luckier with the German. But it's a hard choice to bet on without knowing the mind of the inheritor. The Livonians, they might be emboldened by having more control. I don't see a way we can let it get out of this without packing up and leaving, and also not losing anything.
Ibrahim is very set. He's not going to leave unless he absolutely has to. It could be that this is a lot of saber rattling and nothing comes of it, and he does not want to leave and pack up the whole family and what little things they can fit on that cart. Certainly not without knowing a place to go to.
Well, there are apparently rumors of a haunted castle. That certainly has strong enough walls. The reputation to keep others away.
So, haunted. I mean, we haven't talked to the rest of the community yet, right? We could maybe see what they think.
The more unified we are with our neighbors, the stronger we can be, absolutely, but we're still just be farmers against professional soldiers.
So for the folks of you who did work in fields like this day, you would have had the opportunity to let the hot goss from Riga know. I'm going to guess you wanted to do that, yes?
Absolutely.
Great.
Hey,
cool.
sis, I got some hot tea for us.
Exactly. Like, you got the hot tea. You didn't even have to, go and kill a bunch of Chinese folks to get it. It's great.
The best.
So how big is this haunted castle?
Great question. Question. You know roughly where it is. It's along the Daugava River to the southeast. It's let me double check before I tell you. No, actually, it's due south of you. It's as far away from you as Riga is. So it's like a half day's travel to get to where this castle is.
Just say if it's big enough, we could have more people.
Yeah, haunted though.
But when you let the tea flow and the goss spill, your neighbors are very anxious, and about 3/4 of them sent kids to go join the burmeister, and they don't feel very good about that now. But they also that they made the deal, and you going to your landlord and asking for concessions is never a position you want to be in, especially not when your landlord has a bunch of people with spears and swords and stuff. So they don't feel good. They feel much the same as you do. They feel trapped. Fortunately, your neighbors are all tenant farmers, so they could legally pack up and leave if they really wanted to, but they also don't want to. Those who have been here for generations have been here for generations, and they don't particularly want to leave their houses and their the lands and places that they know and they love. Most of them have some amount of faith that the burmeister will protect them, and if soldiers come, that they could probably seek sanctuary in the manor. If things got that bad, the burmeister's a pretty good landlord as far as things go, but also who knows how this is going to play out. Certainly they don't.
Do we know how, what the castle was haunted by? I don't remember if that was.
You do not. It's got some. I believe you heard about it from some of the Livonian soldiers.
Yeah, it's a former Livonian Order castle. And that's all we know.
It is a Livonian Order castle. You don't know what the haunting is. You just know that it has it had those soldiers absolutely spooked.
So we don't know if it's necessarily dangerous. We just know it's haunted.
Yes.
And we know that the Livonian Order probably won't go there if they're already spooked. It's a natural deterrent, I guess.
I mean, the problem is that this is a very it's the closest castle fortification outside of Riga.
So they may go there just to set up.
So, if you are interested, so for folks who are interested in assaulting Riga, that's a very good place to store a bunch of troops and prepare for assaults, because it's it's a day's travel to get from Riga. Oh, excuse me, no, it's not even that. It's like a half day's travel to get from that castle to Riga.
It's very likely whoever loses immediately in the city will retreat to that place.
If they can.
If they can. Yes.
Yeah.
Now,
If they get out of the city, they'll regroup there, or they mass a force there if things really get bad.
Yeah.
worst case scenario, become new bandits there.
Also quite likely.
Absolutely.
So it could be worth looking into before anything happens. Perhaps we might be able to find something worthwhile, defend ourselves, or learn something.
Where, just for clarification, is it in where we are? Is the castle like in between us and Riga?
So,
Or is like Riga one end, the castle the other, and we're in the middle.
it's a triangle. So
Okay.
if you're here at Olbroka, here is Riga, and then the castle is like equidistant between the two of you.
Okay.
Sort of, but it's on the river that runs this way. Yeah.
Okay, I got a good idea of it where it is.
Yeah, actually the map is the castle is opposite Carjon on the map. It's on the opposite side of the river. And if you don't have the map, dear viewers, I'm so terribly sorry. It sucks to be you. There will eventually be maps uploaded to the itch.io page, so you can see where we are and what we're doing.
So is the plan to look into the castle, see if that puts us in a stronger position, either through geography or...
I mean,
would it even be
we
worth
could look
having
into the
weapons?
castle as if something were to happen here as a place to go, but there's too many what ifs right now for that to be a guaranteed thing. What's haunting it? Is it going to be used as a military outpost?
We could, if it were confirmed to be a safe enough place, the Burminster could use it as supplies to fortify his estate and allow us to retreat there. I'm sure that's plenty of service, even if we don't send two of our youths. Or
I mean,
not
I'm
so
sure
youths.
he'd be more than happy to send everybody to a haunted castle than into his mansion.
Yes, well, old stone is as good as new stone in some places. And that special labor team he's accumulating, why not use that to actually build a proper wall instead of palisades or ditches?
Especially at this point where it feels like half of our community has signed up to take up spears for the Burmester. Basically means if we want to defend the community, I still don't want to sign up with them, but I recognize that if we want to defend the community, that includes defending the folks and assisting the folks who have signed up with the Burminster.
Ibrahim, I think we're getting closer and closer to throwing our lot in with the Burminster. Mikhail will be quite pleased.
Question: the farm, is it surrounded by a forest, or is it just open farm, like open flat land kind of deal?
It's open farmlands.
Okay.
Like this area is pretty, like, for a rural area, it is very densely populated.
Okay.
Just because Riga is such a big city, like all of the land around it for like 7-ish miles is fairly like farmland. Like there are forests, but they are like sort of either way off to the east, sort of where there are a lot fewer cities and settlements.
Our farm's kind of located, I would assume, in the middle of all this. We aren't necessarily close to the city, but we're not close to the mansion either. Kinda
You're
in
quite
between
close.
everything.
You're fairly close to the mansion. Like I said, you're about a half-hour walk from that mansion because all of like the farms that you work supply most of the food for that mansion, and so you're surrounding it. Yeah.
How about this? We take a look at the castle for ourselves, just to see if it is just an old castle or if there's anything else going on. Who knows? Maybe the Germans are already there. If it looks promising, ignoring the whatever that haunting is supposed to be, if it looks promising, that might be a recommendation that we can make to the Burmester.
If it is haunted, if they've set up a military base there, best lie they could have come up with was, a haunted castle.
So that castle was like a Livonian order, like that is an active Livonian order castle. So them, like, they already have like solid reasons to have soldiers there. So unless there was something very spooky and very like heretical going on, they're probably not going to lie about it being haunted.
Okay. I was under the impression that it's been abandoned for a while.
Yeah, I think that is my fault in like miscommunicating the status of that castle. No, that is an active, like, there's not a lot of need for that castle to be super like doing stuff because there aren't active military conflicts going on, but that is like the northernmost Livonian Order fortress.
Oh, okay. So we would assume that there are still folks there manning that castle. We would need to get rid of them, I guess, if we wanted to do anything with it.
It depends on the state of the haunting. Like, if everybody's been driven out of the castle by the haunting, like, that is very possible. But you'd have to go there and find out.
Sounds like we should check it out.
Tomorrow.
It does.
Yeah, let's go.
Tomorrow.
All right. So, you have a lovely rest of your family dinner. Ibrahim is like, enough politics. None of this. Let's, like, focus on, like, the good times. And, like, does a very good job of making fun of each of you in a particular way that makes you feel loved and adored. And, like, understood in that, like, way that, like, people can sometimes do. I had a better way of saying that, and it's gone. It is now Sunday morning. Sunday morning. That's not own day. Sunday, the 3rd of March, 1630. There is an expectation for everybody who is not expressly Jewish to be going to the Lutheran chapel on the Burmester's estates to stand outside the chapel while mass is being performed. That's what you do when you're a peasant and you can't, like, get into the chapel proper because you don't have any money. You don't have to go. I'm just saying that is there is an expectation of your neighbors that they will see you there.
It's a social event.
Yeah.
It is very much a social event. Yes.
So I guess I can't try to sneak in.
I mean, you could try to sneak in, but, like, the people in there are going to be, like, potentially the Burmester and his family, and there would be very probably unpleasant consequences if you tried to sneak in. You're welcome to try. Like, I'm never going to tell you not to try this, but, like, there would be consequences.
While the Lutherans decide whether or not to stand outside, I'll have Rather Shaw will be getting some stuff ready for travel. Packing some dried, snacks and filling a water skin.
Let's see. Who even is Lutheran here? I mean, I know Andreas is Lutheran. Eleonora, are you Lutheran as well?
I'm
you
Orthodox.
Catholic. Oh, you're Orthodox, right? Right. Layla is also Orthodox, I believe.
I think so. I don't know. I'm assimilated.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, cool.
I think I'm the only Lutheran of the group. So.
I do believe you are the only Lutheran in the group.
Layla's Roman Catholic, last I checked.
Yeah, okay, that sounds about right.
All right, same thing. Orthodox, Roman Catholic.
Fully assimilated religion.
He would definitely, Alexis would definitely be going to that. Not really just to be there to keep appearances more than anything, not so much.
Yeah.
For everything else.
You dimly hear, like, the mass going on, spoken, of course, in German. which is like the language of the Burmester and the upper class of the area. Like, I didn't realize until I did the research for the SAP, but there's a lot of like colonization that is in imperialism that has gone on with the Germans moving into like Lithuania, Latvia, Livonia, etc. It is a service. You hear about one word in four, but you have a lovely time chatting with all of the other like tenant farmers and serfs who are there for the service. Do you disclose that you're planning on like checking out that castle?
If I get a chance to talk with the landlord, I can't think of his name right now.
Oh, Burmester Mikhail is not going to be anywhere you can speak to him directly.
Then probably not to the other farmers. The most I would talk to them about is seeing if they have any plans, what they were thinking, gathering more information on that, but keeping my plans and cards close to my chest.
Sure. Their thinking hasn't changed too much from yesterday. Like they're more like, this sucks. Fuck if I know what I can do about it. But yeah. That's the vibe that they are giving off.
Like, I would also ask, like, if you were to run away, where would you be planning and things like that? If you had to.
Yeah, they don't love that question. Because like they also like they don't want to leave, and like if they were to like flee, it would probably be a temporary thing, or at least they would want it to be a temporary thing. But they have like cousins and like relatives that are once and twice and thrice removed that are like in farming towns and villages like Karholm that are a bit further out from Riga, that they would probably try to stay with and hope that like they can just like crash there for a little bit and then come back in a couple of months once these things blows over. That's the hope. But there's a lot of like just denial, honestly, as to like how much this might spill onto directly into their doorsteps.
Yeah. It's the whole, oh no, it's gonna be in Riga mainly. It's not a worry kind of deal.
This is gonna be in Riga. This is like Germans fighting Germans. It doesn't really concern us Lithuanians. Well, they're not Lithuanians technically. They're like mostly Livonians and Latvians, and it's a big thing. It's not really our thing. Like, why would it spill over into us? We're just farmers. Like,
and like as a lie, he would definitely be like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be good. Nothing to worry about, right?
Yeah, they're big on like
play into their platitudes.
This will be fine. This will be fine. Yeah, very much like dog with a cup and surrounded by fire.
Definitely, he's leading this conversation, thinking a lot less of the people around him. He's like, they're not smart. They're not thinking ahead. They're too stuck here. And he kind of has this thought about Ibrahim for a second, but then like dashes it away of like, no, he's got his reasons at least. For them, it's purely something else.
Mm-hmm. It's cope.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. Cool. You return back. You planning on? So it is 8:00. I am seeing. And while we do technically like have scheduled time until 8:30, this is also like a really lovely time to sort of pause things and then pick things up again in 2 weeks if y'all are comfortable with that.
Yeah,
that's fine by me. We get to start our Scooby-Doo adventure into the haunted castle.
Exactly. It's gonna be the Scooby Gang.
Oh boy, I'm not scared at all. At least they had a dog. We got gumption. Let's if you will.
Yeah, you do have gumption. Absolutely. Okay, well, thank you for being here. This has been an absolute pleasure. I think before we go out, let's go once more around reintroducing ourselves and where we can be found.
All right, I'm TJ. I played Alexis, he, him pronouns. Where you could find me is here in 2 weeks. I don't really do a whole lot of other streaming. outside of that, you can follow me on Twitter under Mr. Rogers_TJ for some risque likes and some weird tweets.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not even joking. though.
Guarantee it, folks. Guaranteed.
We've made a game in our voice chat hangouts. You should check it out. But anyway, hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, tonight I played Eleonora, she, they. I'm also she, they. You can find me on all the social medias at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much all the places. Just find me. It's the best place to figure out where I'm going to be in the TTRPG space next, because I am kind of everywhere. I am very scattered at this point. You can find me back here on Friday for Cold Hands War of Hearts, our Rhyme with Frost Maiden campaign. On Saturdays, you can find me over at Indoor Adventures playing in a 1986 West End Ghostbusters campaign. All the pieces are finally coming together now, and it is... it's gonna be so good. I'm so excited. The plot is very... It is... Yeah, again, the puzzle pieces have been put together. So it's just plot moving forward. Next week, I have a really busy week. You can find me back here for Oathsworn on Monday. On the 21st, Tuesday, you can find me over at ESP TTRPG for a premiere of The Old Marguerite. It is a Into the Woods inspired all himbos campaign that's going to be so fun. I'm very excited. On Wednesday, you can find me on Lost Caravan with Ghost Mountain. It's a Weird West thing. Very cool. Then that Thursday, you can find me over on Dat Magic Pieces channel for Tyranny of Dragons. So that's going to be a very busy week. But it's just, it's going to calm down after that. But, yeah.
She
Sure,
lied to herself.
Stop laughing at me. Stop that. You're one to talk, and you're next. So you plug all the stuff that you're in.
Well, that's why I can laugh about it. So I guess that's me. Hey, I'm Turk, or Turk accented in the corner, at where I am. Still holding on to my religion in this case. But yeah, I was of course playing Shaw. Not the grumpy old man, but kind of the older, not quite brother, uncle type?
Elder.
Elder.
The
yeah.
elder.
The elder,
Elder.
who's not the elder, but still an elder. But if you want to see more of me and what I'm doing, first off, why? Second off, you can of course find me here this Thursday, where I will be running Frozen Rain, which is a Lancer campaign based off of Sleeping of a Stolen Crown. We're kind of getting into the bit of a finale here. We're making our way into it. If you didn't notice from the last episode being Latin, that's where things tend to get intense. Beyond that, of course, I also run Oathsworn, as Heck mentioned, which is going to be here on the 20th. The oats are warm, they're boiling hot, because we have the Great Games. So that's an epic Grecian mythology meets, high level of fantasy TTRPG. Really interesting, a lot of cool stuff. The party is kind of doing a bit of like a Call of Cthulhu-esque kind of investigation right now, so I'm really liking that. But if you like mysteries, you can also catch me here on Wednesday for By His Shadow Peace, which is a Wrath and Glory game in 40k, where we'll also be solving mysteries, but in a much grim, darker universe. And then I'll round this all out. But of course, the next day, Thursday at the 23rd, I'll be over on Lost Caravan, where we're playing Impossible Landscapes. So many mysteries. It's my mystery week. Very quickly, as we are investigators looking into an apartment that's 3 stories, but might be 6. It's weird. New York is complicated enough already. It's all fine.
Like the 1920s speakeasy. What you say?
Exactly. And then, of course, we'll be right back. There's some other stuff in between, but I'll announce that as it gets closer. And we'll be right back here on the 28th to go check out our haunted castle, which I'm really excited for. It's been real fun. Yeah, toss it on over to JD, because I've talked entirely too long.
I am JD Pot 75. I don't know how many I just said, but I played Layla. And, yeah, I'm on sometimes games, and I'm just gonna kind of move it to the next person because I'm really bad at art.
That's all right. Hi, my name is John. I played Jan. This is the only stream game that I'm in, so you can see me again here in 2 weeks. But I will say, as like a little treat for the people watching, if you want to play with me in a non-streamed capacity, but if you're interested in Pathfinder Second Edition, if you're interested in a very queer-friendly, open community, and or lots of Australians, there is a West Marches campaign that I can certainly recommend if you look up on Start Playing, which is a professional GMing site. If you want to look up So Below by B. Sherry, sign up for that. That's a really good time, and you can play with me. And it's not on stream, but it's still very fun. Yeah, and you can find my socials probably somewhere. I don't know. That's me.
All right, that leaves me, I think, last and hopefully not least. Hi, I'm Danielle Osterman. I'm the facilitator for Gelgelim, and I also made the setting. And you can buy my games at dubdubpub.itch.io. I have games. I have a lovely tarot zine that is set in this space. I have Monster Guts, which is a lovely Monster Hunter-inspired tabletop role-playing game. The Osterman Academy of Magical Arts for all of your cozy magical school adventure hijinks. And other stuff. I encourage you to check it out. And in fact, I highly recommend you do so because the stream page is also part of my itch. So if you go to my itch, you can find the stream page and have all kinds of cool, useful information about the stream and etc. Before we go, we've got one last thing to do, which is, of course, our charity shout out. We are doing this week for Girls Who Code, which is this really phenomenal charity working to improve access to coding and software development for women, and sort of helping to equalize the gender disparity in the software engineering workplace. They do really phenomenal work, and I highly encourage you to go and check them out and support them, and honestly sign up for their activities because they're really, really good. Yeah, I think that's it for me and for us, and I look forward to seeing you all in 2 weeks' time. Cheers!
We'll be hitting a raid, so check out who we send you on over to. Bye, everybody.